Hello, my name is Kathryn Barrett. Welcome to the first episode of To the Heart of a Mustang, a web series about a wild horse I recently purchased from the Bureau of Land Management. This series will follow Aries, an 11-year-old Mustang, as I work to gain his trust. I'll be posting weekly updates of his progress, and I hope you will join me in getting to know this noblest of creatures. Here we are at the BLM's Litchfield Wild Horse and Burro Corrals in Northern California. So back in September, I came up to the corrals to look at the horses. They'd rounded up the Twin Peaks herd in August. I was in a group of horses that was being sort of set aside for possible re-release. So they tend to release a lot of horses on site, but they sometimes bring them back to the corrals and then they decide later, okay, we need to release more horses. So he was in a group, a turnout group, and so he wasn't really available. A month later, I found out that they were going to make selections from that group to turn out. They weren't going to turn them all out. So there was a chance I might be able to get the Mustang that I wanted. And so I kept calling and calling, and no, we don't know yet, we don't know yet. And okay, now everybody's off for the holidays, so I couldn't find out. And I found out a couple weeks ago that the horse, the roan stallion, the older roan stallion that I wanted, was not going to be released. When you buy a horse through the sale authority, you have to apply to be approved, just like you would for the adoption program. First, you have to find the horse's tag number.
Trying to find his tag number from our acre away photos.
Something like that?
Yeah, he's 2404. So I will fill this out, and then we can, and then we can send it off.
Have a seat anywhere you like, out there, in here, wherever you like. And then
Well, we'll leave you to your office, and we'll attack this table more.
And why is he a sale horse?
He's older than 10. So there was an amendment that was passed 2004 that makes it so the BLM can sell any horse over the age of 10, and then some other requirements. But and he is 11 years old. And because he's 11, he falls under the Burns Amendment, which allows the BLM to sell Mustangs rather than just adopt them. So if they're over 10, or if they have failed adoption 3 times, they are deemed it's allowed for them to be sold. So he's part of that group. So I actually don't adopt him, I buy him. He has been branded. He is 2404. I will fill this out and leave this here. And then here's this.
okay, let me go try to fax it right now.
Perfect.
And these animals are so unique that we really should work on preserving them. And some of these animals have been isolated for so long that they are actually genetically almost direct descendants from the original Spanish horses that came over with the conquistadors. And that's a rare thing, and we really should protect them. Not only do the horses have to compete with cattle and sheep, but also alternative energy exploration is leading to water tables being dropped. Oil and natural gas pipelines also are vying for space on public land, and these are all, pieces that can be fit into the same puzzle and can work on the land together. ranchers, want the rangeland for their cattle and their sheep, and the oil people want it for oil, and the gas people want it for gas, and ultimately it's public land. The public decides what is done with it. And in the last year or two, the public has overwhelmingly said that wild horses are still an important part of the range and they need to be protected. And I understand that there's limited options. There are, but there's got to be a middle ground and a better way.